أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله كما ينبغي لجلال وجهك وعظيم سلطانك، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم. Allah Azza wa Jal says in Surah Al-Hashr in verse 18, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله ولتنظر نفس ما قدمت لغد واتقوا الله إن الله خبير بما تعملون. صدق الله العظيم. The translation, the interpretation of this verse is, O you who have believed, fear Allah, and let every soul look to what it has put forth for tomorrow, and fear Allah. Indeed, Allah is acquainted with what you do. There are many different concepts embedded in this verse of the Quran. Two of the most obvious are that we should have taqwa of Allah. We should be conscious of Allah in a very meaningful way. It doesn't exactly translate to fear. It means to be aware of something in all of its importance and glory. And with Allah, when you're being aware of this, you can't help but have a quaver in your heart to realize that this is the entity that created you and will judge you. So this is one part of what is being conveyed to us in this verse. Along with this concept, Allah is telling us in this verse that all of us, every soul, man, woman, and child, should look to what we have put forth for tomorrow and fear Allah. So be conscious of Allah and look to what you have put forth for tomorrow. So now, we look to tomorrow, and tomorrow is Ramadan. So we have a beautiful opportunity to develop more consciousness of Allah in our hearts beginning tomorrow. So this is the tomorrow that we have to look forward to, inshallah, if Allah gives us the breath, inshallah, to reach tomorrow. And this is the opportunity that I'd like to talk about today. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu conveyed that our beloved leader Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, إِذَا كَانَ رَمَضَانُ فُتِحَتْ أَبْوَابُ رَحْمَتِهِ وَغُلِّقَتْ أَبْوَابُ جَهَنَّمَ وَسُلْسِلَتْ الشَّيَاطِينَ. This translates to, when the month of Ramadan comes, the gates of paradise are open, and the gates of hell are closed, and the devils are chained. SubhanAllah. So this is our tomorrow, inshallah. We have a tremendous opportunity to improve ourselves, help our families, improve each other, and improve in general as a community through the remembrance of Allah in this month of Ramadan. According to the scholars, the significance of hadith that is mentioned is the opening of the gates of paradise and the closing of the gates of hellfire and the chaining of the shayateen throughout Ramadan highlights the importance and the blessedness of this month of Ramadan. Allah is trying to make us successful. He's trying to give us every opportunity to be successful, and this month is a golden opportunity to improve ourselves and come closer to Him. And when you think about it, it comes back to the basic question of life. And this is a question that not only we as Muslims will consider, but human beings in general. If you look at Western philosophy, or you look at the Buddhists, they all consider this question. Why are we here? What is the point of our being here? And as Muslims, we answer that by saying, as Allah has told us, that we were created and we are here to worship Him. And what that act of worship does when we submit ourselves in sujood to Allah, it puts us back in line with the order of the universe, because it puts us back in line with our Creator. And continue on the theme of how Allah is making this easy for us. So in Christianity, they have a concept of original sin. That human beings, due to the original sin in Christianity, was the relation between Adam alayhi salam and Hawa alayhi salam, Adam and Eve. And due to that, in Christian theology, every single human being is born with this flaw, and that is the original sin. But in Islam, we don't believe that to be the original sin. For us, the original sin is different. It's actually Shaitan, Iblis's refusal to obey Allah's command. So for us, actually, in some ways, you could say that the original sin is arrogance. But the greater and one of the other significances of the fact that we don't share this type of original sin is that Allah, instead of telling us that we are created and that we come into this world with a black mark and behind, Allah has told us that before creation, He took mithaq al-fitra from us, the primordial pact, that He lined up all of creation, and creation acknowledged that you are Allah, you are our Creator, and you are one. And this is why human beings are born with the instinct to believe. This is why we as Muslims, we believe that when babies are born, they're 100% pure, innocent. The baby doesn't need to submit because it's already on the fitrah. Later on, as you grow, you collect bad deeds, and with every bad deed, some darkness comes on your heart. But then again, this is Allah again, making it easy for us, telling us in the Quran to look to tomorrow. And as we look to tomorrow, sitting here today, we see Ramadan, and our Prophet ﷺ has told us that in Ramadan, the gates of paradise are open and the gates of hell are closed. And on top of that, our perennial enemy, the shayateen, they're chained up. So who is left? Just you. You only have to contend with yourself during this Ramadan. And that's why I said this opportunity is to help us improve ourselves. And the way we can improve ourselves, going back to the ayah of the Quran, is to develop closeness to Allah. Ittaqullah. One of the great ways to do this is Ramadan, is closeness to the Quran. And sometimes people will get up during the khutbah and tell the gathered crowd that, finish the Quran every day. Or memorize one juz'ah in 1 week. If you can do that, alhamdulillah, that's great, and you should. But even if you don't know how to read Arabic, in Ramadan, the door is open for you to come to the masjid and slowly try to learn. Even if perhaps you learned Arabic but you're a little rusty, or you memorized a few surahs in the 30th juz'ah but you're a little rusty, perfect opportunity to improve on that. If your reading is well enough, open the Quran every morning after suhoor. Don't go right back to sleep. Do it for 15 minutes. You will see the improvement every day, because you will see the difference that trying to better yourself in Ramadan makes. And we shouldn't forget that this effort we're making to improve ourselves, to become closer to the Quran, and through that to become closer to Allah and have greater awareness of Him, it should have an effect on the rest of our lives. We shouldn't be like the Khawarij, who read Quran so much, but it didn't go past their tongue, past their throat, to their hearts. So we have to make a conscious effort. Allah has given us these examples in our history to help us become better. So as you try every single day to improve yourself through a small effort of getting closer to the Quran at whatever level you're at, and through that become closer to Allah, be conscious of it throughout the rest of your day. When you go to school, or when you go to work, or when you interact with your family. This is the other test of Ramadan. The Prophet ﷺ had mentioned that it is not just fasting. Fasting is not just refraining from food and drink. It's refraining from the other evil things as well. So have patience with the people at your work. Demonstrate kindness. Have patience with your family. This is very important, and subhanAllah, this is something that sometimes we very easily forget. That you come to pray Taraweeh for all 20 rak'ahs, you go home, you're tired, you have to wake up for work the next morning, and your wife says, oh, we ran out of milk, can you go get it from the grocery store? And you're like, isn't this your job? To make sure we have groceries? SubhanAllah. All the 20 rak'ahs, what was that worth if it didn't help you show kindness to your wife? This is part of the test of Ramadan. And inshallah, in the second khutbah, we'll expand on this. Ask Allah for forgiveness. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم وادعوا الله. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. الحمد لله رب العالمين. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل محمد وبارك وسلم. So I want to speak a little bit more about the last example I gave, about how throughout this Ramadan Allah has made it easy for us. He's brought us to this point where tomorrow is Ramadan, where the opportunity is in front of us, and He's made it a blessed month during which it's easy for us to do good things and to come close to Him. And one of the ways to do this is through the Quran. A consistent effort every single day, even if it's for 15 minutes, to try to recite or memorize the Quran. And then from there, an effort to keep this with you throughout the rest of the day. And let it affect the way that you deal with people. And the example I gave was between a husband and a wife and a family. The opportunity we have in Ramadan extends beyond just ourselves, to improve ourselves, but it extends to our families to help us improve each other as individuals, but also to improve as families, as a family unit. So if the shayateen are locked up during this month, then you have an opportunity to mend relations in your family. One of the most blessed things that can be done is to mend relations between two people. And if those relations are within a family, it's even more blessed. SubhanAllah. So if you have someone in your family who you haven't spoken to, a sister, a brother, an aunt, uncle, even if it's a friend you haven't spoken to in so many years, or something, even a little thing has come in your heart between you and this friend. That, oh, you know what? This person, I got a new job and they never congratulated me. I had a child, I never even got an email. How inconsiderate. Utilize this opportunity of Ramadan to exorcise this from your heart. This word, exorcism, I use it on purpose. Usually you might know it from popular culture as, removing a spirit or a jinn from yourself. This is what it means to exorcise. And this is the same thing we should do with the bad feeling that's inside of us that will cause fitna, with the anger that's inside of us that would cause fitna. Exercise it, get it out of you during this Ramadan. And we would all be better for that, and our families would also be much better for that. This would be a tremendous blessing from Allah, and Allah has given us this opportunity during this month. And just as a reminder for us and for me, for those people who leave relationships broken, the Prophet ﷺ reminded us both in Bukhari and in Muslim that those who end relationships will not enter paradise. And in this month, the doors of paradise are wide open. It's very easy. It's very easy for us during this month to earn and to strive and to ask for Allah's mercy and to ask for His reward. To summarize, as I mentioned from verse in Surah Al-Hashr, Allah has told us to remember Him and fear Him. Ittaqullah. He has also told us to look to the deeds we send before us. Look to tomorrow. Our tomorrow is Ramadan. This is a tremendous opportunity. Use the opportunity to become closer to Him through the Quran, through a consistent daily effort, and use the opportunity to bring your families together, to mend relationships. Through this, our entire community will become better. And I ask Allah to bless all of us and our families during this Ramadan, to surround us with His mercy, to accept all of our worship during this Ramadan, to grant us clear and pure intentions in what we do, and to put barakah in all of our deeds. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا آتنا من لدنك رحمة وهيئ لنا من أمرنا رشدا. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.